What's up, awesome listeners? Time to ignite your potential. Welcome to the Daily Minds podcast. We're thrilled to have you on this incredible journey of growth, learning, and empowerment. At Daily Minds, we believe in the power of knowledge and its impact on our lives. Whether you're here for business insights, better mental health, or pure inspiration, you've hit the jackpot. Our mission? To provide valuable content that not only informs but also inspires action. Each episode is crafted with care, offering expert advice, personal stories, and practical tips you can use every day. Remember, every step towards self-improvement is a step towards a brighter future. We're here to support, guide, and cheer you on through your personal and professional journey. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's grow together, learn together, and make a difference together. Stay inspired and keep listening.
Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Dead Man's podcast. Today we have another amazing guest, John Hewitt. John Hewitt, welcome to the Dead Man's podcast.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So you may begin by introducing yourself and telling us more about your background and who you are.
Sure. I've been in franchising for 55 years. I started when I was at the University of Buffalo, working part-time for H&R Block. Loved it. And 12 years later, I was running 250 H&R Block locations. My dad was CFO of a public company, and he bought one of the first Apple computers, and he liked it better than the mainframe that was running his public company. So he decided that we should computerize taxes. So in 1981, we both quit our jobs and built the first tax software for an Apple computer. Way ahead of its time, no one wanted it. Got lucky, and I found a company in Virginia Beach called Mel Jackson Tax Service. Mel had died. We bought Mel Jackson. We merged the two companies, changed the name to Jackson Hewitt, built it up in 15 years to a public company worth 400, sold it. And I had a non-compete that lasted for 3 years. But it didn't cover Canada, and having grown up in Buffalo, I knew the Canadian tax system. So we opened Liberty Tax in Canada within 12 years, where had come back to the United States, and we grew faster than Block and Jackson Hewitt. We opened 4,000 offices and grew faster than both H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt combined. Again, a public company worth $500 million. Again, I sold my stock, and now we have loyalty brands. We have 8 different franchise companies. We have 3 different initiatives. One is construction, led by our roofing. Secondly is tax and accounting, led by ATAX. And third is pets. And we have already, in 38 months, we have the largest mobile pet grooming franchise in the country.
Okay, that's a very long story. You entered into the whole history of how everything got started. So what inspired you to enter tax preparation industry, and who were your mentors during the early stages of your career?
Well, my father was the visionary that took me out of corporate America and dragged me into entrepreneurship. There's no, in this country, there's no CEO school. There's no education for being a CEO. I call it the school of hard knocks. So I've mostly led the way myself.
Okay, so can you share a pivot challenge you faced while building Jackson Hewitt and how you overcame it?
Yeah, the challenge was that Jackson Hewitt had 6,000 locations and H&R Block had 9,000 locations. And we were trying to grow, and our goal was to have one more location than either one of them. And so to have 9,001 locations. And part of the challenge was I had to compete against my own name, my own software, my own system, my own people. And we overcame that by being very innovative in marketing. We had a Lady Liberty dancer that costume that people put on and danced in front of the offices. We went business to business with our Lady Liberties, and handed out donuts and cookies and pizzas. We had roadside parties in front of our location. And so we had a bunch of differentiators that set us apart from not just our competitors in this industry, but our competitors in any industry.
Okay, so what was the driving force behind your decision to develop a tax preparation software, and how did you envision its impact on the industry?
Well, I give that credit to my dad, and he bought it back in the late 70s when there weren't even 500,000 Apple computers in the country, and so he was way ahead of his time, and he correctly predicted before 1980 that computers would be doing everything. They'd be cooking our meals, they'd be opening our garage doors, they'd be driving cars, they'd be preparing tax returns. So I give all that credit to develop software to my dad. He always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and by the time I was 30, he had too many children too quickly, and we were too poor. But by the time I was 30, he was ready to do it, and we both quit our jobs and went for it.
Okay, so after achieving success with Jackson Hewitt, what motivated you to start Liber Tax Service, and how did you ensure it stood out in the market?
Yeah, actually, when we sold Jackson Hewitt, we didn't know for sure we were going to go back into the tax preparation market, especially because I had a 3-year non-compete. And so we were fortunate to be able to open in Canada, which gave us a foot in the door. And I watched the people that took over for me at Jackson Hewitt do such a poor job that I realized there was still an opportunity to compete in the industry. And between Jackson Hewitt and H&R Block, they only had a market share of about 16%, 16 or 17%. Most of the business was still being done by small competitors, mom and pops. So I knew there was an opportunity to go in and grab market share as a number 3 player. And in virtually every industry, there's 2, 3, 4, 5 major competitors. So there was still a niche for us to grab market share.
Okay, so about your leadership philosophy, how would you describe your leadership style, and how has it evolved as you have managed different companies?
Yeah, obviously it's changed and evolved over the years. I would say that my management style would be described as servant leadership. What I do with each of the people that report to me is I have them prepare a budget, and then together we edit it and agree on it. Once they have their budget, then I stand ready to serve them and help them achieve their numbers. So I give them, we agree on the budget, which is all the resources necessary, whether it's people or equipment or software or money. We agree on what the resources are necessary, and then I'm ready to help. So whenever they need my help, they can call on me to help them achieve their goals. So servant leadership is the best way to describe my management style, and I've evolved over the years, got better. I've become a much better listener, and also one of my weaknesses is and was that I tend to, when people are telling a story or talking, I've always tended to think I knew what they were going to say and interrupt them or not let them finish. And as a result of that, even if I did understand, I didn't let them come to the conclusion that I understood. And so I've allowed people to talk more, and I've listened closer. Those are the primary skills I've honed over the last 55 years.
Okay, very nice. What are the key factors that make a franchise model successful, and how have you applied these principles in your business?
It comes down to a very, very simple thing that's gonna may surprise you and your listeners, that the secret of success in franchising is so simple, and yet most franchisors fail over 60% of the franchisors who have started in the 21st century have already failed. And it comes down to this one simple thing. And it's our mantra. It's happy, successful franchisees. And if your franchisees are happy and their return on their investment is for both time and money is satisfactory, they're successful, then you can't help but grow. And if they're not, you can't help but fail. So it comes down to our job is to create a system where we both prosper. If you make money and I don't, it doesn't work. Or if I make money and you don't, it doesn't work. Most franchisors, being inexperienced and or uneducated or non-knowledgeable about the industry, they create a happy, successful me instead of a happy, successful franchisee. And so they cause themselves to fail.
Okay, so in your book, I Compete, you emphasize customer loyalty. What strategies do you believe are most effective in building and maintaining this loyalty?
If you're an e-commerce seller, then you need Outfy to boost your social media game. Outfy is your ultimate social media management tool. It connects seamlessly with top marketplaces like Etsy and Shopify. Imagine automated content creation that churns out eye-catching videos, GIFs, and promo posts. With Outfy, share across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube, and reach a wider audience effortlessly. Schedule your posts in advance and let Outfy handle the rest. Track performance with Outfy's analytics tools. Gain insights and refine your strategy. Save time, save money, and grow your business. Many businesses have seen incredible growth with Outfy. Ready to join them? Sign up for Outfy and transform your online presence today. Outfy, efficient, effective, essential. Try it now and watch your business thrive. To support the Daddy Minds podcast, check out Outfy with the link in this episode description.
In building a what?
Customer loyalty.
Yeah, the most important thing is to listen to the customer. Because it doesn't matter if the franchisee think they're doing a good job or I think they're doing a good job. The only ultimate judge of us and this future of our business is exceeding customers' expectations. And so you have to listen to the customer. We do one thing in all of our franchise systems that almost no one does. Instead of sending a customer a survey by mail, or email, or giving them a handwritten or a piece of paper, we call our customers and ask. And so our goal is to every year to exceed a higher and higher percentage of customers' expectations.
Okay, so about the future of tax services, with the rapid advancement of technology, where do you see the future of tax services heading in the next decade?
Yeah, when I started in 1969, only 25% of people paid to prepare and went into an office and hired someone to prepare the return. And that grew to 2005, that grew by about 1% a year. It grew to up to 60% of the people hired and paid to prepare. Well, over the last 20 years, it hasn't changed. It's been about flat ever since. So I believe that vision, as far as I can see, for the next 5 or 10 years or more, that 60% of people are going to pay someone to prepare their return.
So it's still a big market.
It's huge, right? It's a huge market, and it's there are well over 100 million tax returns that are paid, that come in and are paid for by the public this year, over 100 million.
Okay, so now we got your advice for entrepreneurs. What advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs who want to make a mark in the service industry?
My advice is very simple. It's find something you like to do, love to do, work hard, and persevere. Life's too short. On Monday morning, if you're going to work and you're not looking forward to it, you're going to the wrong place. So thank God it's Friday is wrong. It's thank God it's Monday. And everything that worthwhile requires hard work. And hard work and part of hard work is preparation. But the most important thing is perseverance. I've never saw a human being that didn't get knocked down and have huge difficulties. So we all face difficulties. The winners just always get up and keep going. And so find something you love to do, work hard, persevere.
Okay, so looking back at your illustrious career, is there anything you would have done different?
Well, first of all, I don't ever do what ifs, because once you've made a mistake or something's gone wrong and you could have done it differently, you never know what would have happened if you had done it differently. And it's a waste of time. It's too late. So I never do that. But I can assure you that I have made millions of mistakes. They say people who have been the most successful have made the most mistakes. And I founded two companies, one worth $500 million and the other worth $1 billion, and been incredibly successful. So therefore, I've made an incredible amount of mistakes.
Okay, so can you tell us about your philanthropy endeavors and the legacy you hope to leave behind?
Our mission statement is having fun, improving lives. And, when I was young, I thought I'd make a few $1 million and retire. And then I realized what would I do? There's nothing more joyful than changing the world and making the world better. And so and when I've created over 1,000 millionaires. And when you help someone, even if, and almost all of them pay it forward, but they, even in their family, if I help someone to become wealthy, then it changes their children's lives and may change generations of their lives. Plus, the 5,300 franchisees I brought in have hundreds of thousands of employees. So I'm changing the 5,300 franchisees, 100,000 employees, families. My legacy is making the world a better place, improving lives, and not just the people that I touch through business, but in giving back. One of the things that my call to giving is, I feel compelled to help with world hunger. So and one of our principles in all of my companies is to give back to those who much is given, much is expected. And so God didn't bless me with all this success to just sit around in luxury. I'm supposed to help and change and improve the world.
Okay, that's a very nice mindset for someone who is successful. People often say that rich people or successful people are rude, but I disagree, because most of the people I have met who are successful, they are very nice guys. But I think other people, they have a wrong thinking about these successful and rich people.
I agree that most of the people that I've met in my life personally that have been successful have significant charitable giving.
Okay, so what is the right mindset that one should have to rise above all challenges of this life and eventually become successful?
Their mindset should be never give up, persevere. I mean,
Yeah.
the key to success is, as I said, the number one key to success is perseverance. And so Sam Walton said it a different way. He said in his book about the creation of Walmart, he said in his foreword of his book, so people ask him why he's different, than what's different about him than other people. And he could only think of one thing, that he was driven. And so it's that passion, fanatical obsession of winning and accomplishing that makes you as successful as you can be. So again, I'm a poor loser, and again, everyone gets knocked down, and they got to kill me to stop.
Okay. So how is a personal brand connected to the company's brand, according to your own overview?
How is what connected to the company?
A personal brand? How is a personal brand connected to a company's brand?
I don't, only in the sense that a personal brand to a company brand, only in the sense that that it reminds me of Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan. And Dennis Rodman, I don't have very much respect for, but I saw him being interviewed, and he fought with everyone in his career, even his own teammates. And they said, "How do you get along with Michael Jordan?" And he said, "Because we are both alike in one way. Once we cross onto the court, onto that basketball court, we would rather die than lose. We give 200%. And so, but having said that, it's still God, family, business. God is first, family second, and business is third. So no matter what happens in your business life, your personal life and your family life is overshadows your business. Even though once I'm in that arena, I'm a maniacal competitor. I'm an obsessive, fanatical competitor. But you never forget, it's God, family, and business.
Okay, so tell us about how your book, I Compete, can help people move business forward.
Yeah, first of all, your viewers, listeners can go on to my website at loyaltybrands.com and get a free copy. And it talks about an autobiography of building both Jackson Hewitt and then Liberty. And I didn't realize this until after I started getting feedback that the major comment about my book that people like is they like the fact I talk about the mistakes that I made and how I overcame them. And I hadn't realized when I didn't set about to write it differently than other people had written it. But apparently when other people write autobiographies, they talk about their victories. I included my strength or my mistakes and how I overcame them. I guess that was one of that's the major difference in my book versus other autobiographies.
Okay, it's very nice. Well, are there any new projects or ventures you are currently working on that you can share with us, such as another book, for example?
I am writing a second book. I'm halfway through the second book. This one's going to be different. I've never seen a book like this. But what I decided is there are so many of my franchisees and employees or friends or acquaintances that over the years, in helping others, I learned from. So I'm going to tell short stories of about 120 different people I've dealt with over the most influential in my life, and then talk about what I learned from dealing with them, what I learned from watching them or talking with them or being in business with them.
That will be a very nice book. I can understand it. Okay, I am also an author. I can tell when a book is good. So now
You have to give me feedback on my book then.
I remember you sent me, you gave me an audio copy, so I will have to take time and listen to it, and then I will give you my feedback. I might also create like a summary article of it. We have our platform called the Demands Book Race, where we sometimes host summaries of books and reviews of books.
Great.
So now you can tell us about how people can connect you and where people can learn more about your work, such as social media and websites. Yes.
Sure. Our website is loyaltybrands.com.
Yeah.
As I said, there's a link on there to get a free copy of my book.
Okay. So I thank you very much for joining me and for sharing your insights and wisdom of all the years of hard work with the That Minds podcast. And I really thank you for your time. Yes.
It was my pleasure. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you very much.
If you're an e-commerce seller, then you need Outfy to boost your social media game. Outfy is your ultimate social media management tool. It connects seamlessly with top marketplaces like Etsy and Shopify. Imagine automated content creation that churns out eye-catching videos, GIFs, and promo posts. With Outfy, share across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube, and reach a wider audience effortlessly. Schedule your posts in advance and let Outfy handle the rest. Track performance with Outfy's analytics tools. Gain insights and refine your strategy. Save time, save money, and grow your business. Many businesses have seen incredible growth with Outfy. Ready to join them? Sign up for Outfy and transform your online presence today. Outfy, efficient, effective, essential. Try it now and watch your business thrive. To support the Daddy Minds podcast, check out Outfy with the link in this episode description.